Hi everybody, my name's John and I'm going to teach you how to build it yourself. Today we are going to be building the cottage birdhouse. Feel free to follow along and pause, rewind, or even skip parts as needed. Before we get started, I'd like just to take a moment to talk about the importance of safety. When we work with or around tools, we need to be very careful to show respect for potential hazards and take our work very seriously. We need to make sure we're wearing safety glasses. We only get two eyes, and these will make sure that you get to keep them. Okay, let's talk about the tools you'll need to complete this project. First, you'll need safety glasses. Next, you're gonna need a hammer. It's hard to hit nails without a hammer. You'll also need some glue. I like to use something to help spread the glue. This is a popsicle stick. You can use your finger or a small brush, just something to help spread it around. The other thing that I like to have is a paper towel or a piece of paper, just to be able to, put your glue on. Finally, you will need a screwdriver. This screwdriver is a Phillips head screwdriver, and you know that because the tip of the screwdriver is a star or even a plus sign, you could say. That's it, let's get started. Let's get some glue ready for this project. We'll get it out on this paper towel here. Oh, it looks like we're running low on glue. Oh no. Well, I guess we can't do the project. It was nice seeing you. Oh, there it comes, okay. The glue is actually what makes the project or the woodworking project strong and stable. The nails are actually only there to hold your project together while that glue dries. Glue is what creates a really strong connection. I just want to talk about the first few pieces that we're going to put together. I'm going to grab my back, and then I'm also going to grab the tall side. I want you to notice the cutout that runs around the back side of the birdhouse. It's actually also on the front. The cutout itself is called a cheek. When you take this tall side and you put it inside the cheek like this, it creates a special wood joint called a rabbit joint. So let's go ahead and we'll get some glue on this tall side. Make sure we're gonna put it on the right side here. And yeah, this little cutout here also faces the inside. So we gotta make sure we're gonna put glue on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's take my glue. It's really important when you're putting your glue on that you spread your glue over the entire piece of the wood. Let's place it where it needs to go to create our rabbit joint. We've got two different size nails. We've got our small nails and we've also got our large nails. For this portion of the project, we're going to be using large nails. I'm going to turn this over and I'll go ahead and put that long nail in there. Now, for some of you, this may be difficult holding it like this while I nail. Or while you nail. So what you might need to do is have a partner come over and just kind of hold up this end while somebody else hammers or you hammer. These pre-drilled holes are wonderful. What they allow you to do is put that nail in the perfect spot. The other part that's awesome is that when you're nailing, you don't have to hold the nail, so you don't really have to risk hitting your fingers. Good. Okay, let's get the other nail in. Put it in that pre-drilled hole. I'm gonna stop right there. Sometimes what happens when we're nailing, we hit the nail on the wrong angle and it actually causes the nail to bend. So if that happens, what I want you to do is pull the nail out and start again. Get a new nail. It's not worth smashing that nail all the way down and then being frustrated. Just pull it out, get a new nail. Let me show you how I do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna bend this nail over, just like that. And you can see the nail is bent like that. Now, the beautiful part about this type of hammer, it's called a claw hammer, is we take these two claws and right in between we slide that nail right up in there. I can roll the hammer forward and the leverage will pull that nail right out. So then I can just grab myself a new nail and we're back at it. Hold that back up. Okay, we got the tall side on. Now it's time to put on the base. This small piece right here is our base. Let's hold it where it needs to go. That way we can see exactly where we need to put the glue. Put some glue right here. Not too thick, we don't want it dripping all over the place, but we definitely want to cover that entire piece that's going to be connected. Okay, so we'll take that base and we'll again fit it in there. Oh, I forgot some glue right there. Gotta make sure we get all the glue in all the spots. All right. We actually don't want any glue here. I will tell you about that in a minute. I'll go ahead and put a nail in there. All right. Beautiful. Then we got another nail hole right there. Alrighty. Now that we have our base and our tall side on, we can take the short side, which is our door, and attach to the back of the birdhouse. For this step, we do not want glue. If we use glue, we're actually gonna make it so the door doesn't open. So we're just gonna take a nail, we're gonna line this door up underneath the spot that it's supposed to go. And let's put one nail in it. Perfect. Okay, so take a look. Now you can tell how that door works. All right, if we were to put any glue over here, you can imagine what would happen. The door wouldn't open. The reason why we have a door on this birdhouse is because in the fall, when the birds are done using it, it's a good idea to clean out all that clutter. So in the spring, when new birds come to use your beautiful birdhouse that you've built, it can be a nice clean place to build a nest. Okay, we've got our tall side on, we've got our base, and we have our door attached. Now we can attach our front side. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. I wanna make sure I just dry fit it to make sure it fits. That just means without glue, I'm just gonna rest it in the spot it needs to be and double check it fits, and it looks great. So I'm gonna take that off again and I'm going to apply glue where it needs to go. Remember, we don't wanna put any glue on this door, so I'm just gonna prop that open as a reminder not to put any glue there. Yep, that's exactly how it's supposed to go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close that door. I'm gonna put my front on. Make sure it's nicely aligned. So I'm gonna take my large nails as I am supposed to. The instructions say large nails and glue. Make sure you don't make the mistake of putting the short ones in. They won't hold very well. Okay, so I'm all lined up. I'm gonna go ahead and start nailing. And then finally, the last nail on this side. Oh, no, I got two more. I'll put one over here first. Finally, the last nail on this side is going to be the nail for the other side of the door. Now we've got it all together. You can see the door opens and closes. Now that we have the body of our birdhouse complete, we are going to use the small nails and glue to attach the roof slats. When we take a look at these roof slats, you'll notice that one of the holes is closer to the edge than the other. What that does, it allows us to locate and place our roof slats so that the back side is flush with the back and the front side has a really nice overhang for the birds to sit under while they're on their perch. Okay, So let's go ahead, we'll get these nailed in place. First, I'm gonna get a little bit of glue in those spots. Remember to pay attention to which side is going on where. We don't want to have our overhang on the back. Although, if you do, it probably will look kind of cool too. I wouldn't worry about it. I'll tell you what, this might take a little bit of time. Why don't we just speed things up? Like I said, now that we're done putting on all these roof slats, all but one, what we're gonna do is wait, we'll flip it over and continue holding off on that last one as well. Okay, let's speed her up again. Okay, we've got all but the last two roof slats on. The reason why I want you to stop there is because I wanted to let you know that it can be a little bit tricky. What happens is the birdhouse can be a little tippy. All right, it's over. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we're holding it down as we nail these slats on. You can either do that with a clamp like this, or you can have a friend hold it. Put some weight on that while you put the nails in. I am going to go ahead, get some glue on there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put my elbow on there, put my body weight on it. I'll put my slat in place, locate my nail hole. And now I'm gonna put some weight on this arm, holding that birdhouse in place. There we go, no problem. The top of that slat should be in line with the top of the body of the birdhouse. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip that over. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Take a little bit of glue. I'm gonna line up my slat with the top of the body. Get my nail in its position. And here we go. All right, great, look at that. We've built our body, we've put on our roof slats. Now we have only a couple more steps to go. When we take the dowel that comes in your kit and we place it inside this hole right here, what it does is it creates a nice little landing spot for a bird to be able to land before it goes inside its house. So let's go ahead and put that in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of glue and I am just gonna put it on the end of the perch. I don't need to go all the way around it, but just on the end, because what will happen as we push that perch in through the hole, it will drag that glue in. Use a hammer if you need to, but be careful, because if the hole is a little too loose, it'll push that perch right through. I think that's good for me. There's a screw hole. We have to put the screw in the door to hold that door shut. So let's go ahead and do that. The screw that comes in your kit is a Phillips wood screw. And that's why we'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. Remember, the tip looks like a star shape. And I'll start that screw by hand and then go ahead and insert the screwdriver and Screw it all the way in. You might need to push down on the door a little bit to hold it down while the screw goes in, but that's it. That's how simple it is. Next step is sanding. After the glue begins to dry in about an hour, you can sand out any of the imperfections and rough edges with the provided sandpaper. Be sure though to sand with the grain. You'll notice when looking at the Birdhouse that there are all these lines that are running through them. These lines are actually called grain. If we sand in the same direction as the grain, it looks really nice. If you sand against the grain like this, what it will actually do is it will show up as scratches, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to have our eye drawn to something that looks like a scratch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a good sand, and you can too, and let's see how we do. Looks great. From everyone at Build It Yourself Woodworking, thank you so much for spending time with me to build this kit. If you enjoyed building this kit or know somebody else that might enjoy a woodworking kit, please visit www.buildityourself.ca to see all of our great kits.